Are some common luxuries and even a handful of necessities about to become unaffordable because of inflation? Well, that's the premise of a new article posted on Yahoo Finance titled 10 Things the Middle Class Won't Be Able to Afford in Less Than a Decade. So sweet. Whenever I see a fear-mongering headline that's trying to steal people's hope, I get a little bit skeptical. So today I'll be reacting to the article to see whether it's on track, off base, or somewhere in between. All right, let's get to the first thing. Retirement. So retirement is going to be unaffordable in less than a decade? What does that even mean? They say they conducted research to determine how much you would need to retire in each state to live comfortably. Yada, yada, yada. Numbers start to get a bit alarming when you look down the line 10 years or even 20 or 30, especially when pitted against middle-class household incomes. Enough of that. I get it. Americans are behind on retirement, but it's not because it's becoming unaffordable. It's because they're not investing. In fact, they're going deeper into debt. We found that 53% of millennials have more debt than they do retirement savings. And a third of people out there expect to keep working past retirement age because they'll have to, not because they want to. But here's the truth. That doesn't mean you can't catch up. Let me prove it to you using our investment calculator at RamseySolutions.com. So let's say you are that millennial and you follow the plan, you get a hold of this YouTube channel, but you're in your 30s at this point. And let's imagine you get out of that consumer debt, you got the emergency fund, you're ready to start building some wealth, but you start from nothing at 35 years old. So, 35 years old, let's say you go till 67, you have nothing saved, and you invest $700 a month. That's 15% of your $56,000 yearly salary. $700 a month at a 10% rate of return, which is what you have seen in the stock market over the last several decades, you would have close to $2 million. Here's the amazing part. You didn't need to save or invest $2 million. Your contribution was just $268,000. The growth was $1.68 million. That's incredible. And whether you have 20 years to save, 30 years to save, 5 years to save, compound growth can still give your nest egg a big boost. Don't give up. Moving on. The next thing they say will be unaffordable for the middle class in less than a decade. Private education. This gets real whiny. The term middle class used to mean you could afford a certain standard of living. Whether that was buying a house or educating your children, you generally had your preferred choice in your price range. Okay. Private education has always been a luxury that maybe the middle class can't afford. And we looked up the stats on this. U.S. private school enrollment is just 10% of all K-12 students in the U.S. So it's not all that common. It's not like everyone's going to private school but you. And there's some great schools out there, some great public schools where you can get a great education. And homeschoolers, shout out, you're getting the best education because you got mom and dad.
That is debatable.
All right, let's get to the next thing on the list they say will be unaffordable in less than a decade. High-speed internet and premium streaming services. They say, a few streaming services here and there are fine, but now that everything is in its own separate monthly subscription, the total can add up to higher than even premium cable used to cost. That could be true. And also, you don't need 9 subscriptions. Who's watching all this content? It's unsustainable. My list of things to watch is ever growing. I'll never catch up. All I'm going to do in retirement is try to catch up. But by then, who knows how many new shows will be out there, how many new movies that I missed out on. It's exhausting. So this should already be your approach. You don't need every streaming service. You can't watch that much. They're also not citing any data here. So just saying it might get too expensive, not buying it. I think there's going to be enough competition that eventually there's going to be a bubble burst in the streaming world where we're going to go, hey, enough is enough. We're not paying that much. Maybe there'll be one to rule them all. Bezos will invent where it's every streaming service under the sun, a la Spotify. Now, you may have heard of FOMO, the fear of missing out. I think this is FOMAS, fear of missing a show. So what do you swap that with? A little JOMAS, the joy of missing a show. It is the ultimate flex for me to be like, nah, haven't seen it. Too busy grinding, bro. Don't have time to catch up the latest season of Love Island. Who's even going to remember these shows 5 years from now? Who knows? Unless you're Breaking Bad, no one's going to remember you. Say my name. That was a spot-on Bryan Cranston. I don't care who you are.
You can't keep getting away with it!
And high-speed internet, I mean, I feel like I've been paying a similar price for internet my whole life, and internet is only getting faster. So, sure, if we get to like, I don't know whatever Japan is on, they've got some crazy internet. I just saw this article. They could download all of Netflix within 1 second. They're playing chess. We're playing checkers. That's all I'm saying. All right, next up on the list of things that are going to be unaffordable in less than a decade, according to Caitlin, personal fitness and wellness services. Dietitians, boutique fitness classes are becoming more popular. Unfortunately, their costs are also rising, making them a dietitian and a boutique fitness class has always been a luxury. And they go on to say cutting out products and services that are good for your health could also have long-term financial repercussions in the form of higher medical bills or healthcare costs as you age. So, okay, let me get this straight. If you don't have a personal nutritionist, dietitian, and go to boutique fitness classes, you will die early. That's complete nonsense. Just go on a walk. Get your 10,000 steps in. I think they lowered it now. Is it 5 or 8,000? You could do that on your lunch break. Give me a break. It's complete nonsense. Eat clean, Google it, ChatGPT your workout plan, call it a day. You don't need to spend $1 bajillion a month. Next on the list of things that are going to be unaffordable, specialized medical treatments. Okay, I feel like, it already sounds wildly expensive. With medical science advancing, treatments are becoming more sophisticated while also getting more expensive, whether you're insured or not. True, specialized treatments for conditions like cancer or rare diseases may become unaffordable for the middle class, as insurance may not cover all the costs. Middle class should have to worry about their health more than whether or not they can afford to get sick. This might not be the case. Okay. I'm confused by this. It seems like they're claiming insurance may not cover certain healthcare expenses in the future based on literally nothing. No real data, just might and may. Fun speculation here. Sure, I think healthcare is a major problem in America. It always has been. There hasn't been a time where it's like everything's so affordable and great when it comes to healthcare. And yes, medicine and technology, it's getting more advanced, which does make things more expensive, but make sure you have good insurance, understand what it costs, understand your out-of-pocket expenses, what your out-of-pocket max is, what your deductibles are, and then you don't have to freak out that you're not going to be able to afford something. Next up on the list of things that will be unaffordable, organic and specialty foods. Okay, as awareness about health and sustainability grows, so does demand for organic and specialty foods. These are often priced higher than conventional options, might be too expensive for the average middle-class budget. That is true. Organic will cost more, the grass-fed stuff's gonna cost more, the cage-free stuff is always gonna cost more. Does that mean the middle class can't afford it? I mean, the prices range wildly depending on your grocery store, because I can get some really great organic grass-fed options at my local Aldi, but that would be too expensive to go to my local Whole Foods. And so, yes, if you are very health conscious, you're gonna have to add this into the budget, and it will up the budget if you wanna eat super, super clean. But will it become wildly unaffordable? I don't think it's that crazy. Next on their list, they say new technology gadgets, like new smartphones, laptops, smart home devices, are released with hefty price tags. Again, similar concept here. The tech gets better and the price goes higher. And here's the quote: "Staying up to date with the latest gadgets might become a challenge for middle-class budgets." Respectfully, who cares? You don't need the latest and greatest. You don't need every gadget under the sun. I'm gadgeted out, man. I got too many gadgets I got 380 apps on my phone. When will it end? Do we need all of the apps? No. Do I have them on my phone like a Boy Scout in case of a weird digital emergency? Absolutely. Who knows if I'm going to need that lightning app in case lightning strikes and I need to know how close it is to my house to protect my family.
May Zeus himself strike me down if I'm lying.
Continuing on. Eco-friendly home upgrades. Okay, as environmental concerns grow, eco-friendly home upgrades like energy-efficient appliances, solar panels, sustainable materials are becoming more popular. These require substantial initial investment. That is true. Solar panels are one of the most overhyped, overpriced things on the market, and generally, the sales pitch is like, dude, you're gonna save so much money instantly. The reality is it's gonna take you years and years and years to break even. Now those solar panels are stuck on the roof when you move, and they don't really increase the value of your home, and you have to maintain them, replace them. It can be a major pain. So they go on to say this could hinder the widespread adoption of sustainable living practices, which are essential for environmental conservation. Listen, I want the earth to last as long as it can. I want to see my daughter live in a world where it's not 180 degrees on the surface of the earth. But also, I cannot commit my life to eco-friendly practices. Life's too short. So to that I say, do what you can with the money you have. Don't go overboard. Before we get back to the list, allow me to tell you about my friends at Cozy Earth, another sponsor of today's video. Their sheets basically feels like you're sleeping inside a cool, fluffy cloud. Their joggers, their hoodies, their socks, my go-to summer athleisure. Cozy Earth's products are made from premium viscose from bamboo, which is a fancy way to say they're soft, they're cool to the touch, and a perfect way to survive the warm weather without melting into your mattress. And listen, I don't say this lightly, but Cozy Earth has become a non-negotiable in the Kamel household. And right now, they're offering you a sweet discount of 40% off when you go to cozyearth.com/George and use the promo code George at checkout. You can also just click the link in the description below. Stay cozy. All right, back to their list of things that will be unaffordable in less than a decade for the middle class. Comprehensive insurance plans. Okay. The rising cost of comprehensive insurance plans is becoming a significant concern. If premiums continue to escalate at the current rate, maintaining adequate coverage might be a financial strain for the middle class. That could lead to underinsurance or force many to opt for plans with limited coverage, exposing them to risks. This one I'm vibing with. This one is a real one that I'm seeing out there. Insurance is getting more expensive as claims begin to rise. We're seeing more natural disasters, which is increasing premiums for everyone. From 2021 to 2024, homeowners insurance premiums jumped 24% in the U.S. We're seeing the same happen with auto insurance. But the moral of the story isn't that you won't be able to have insurance one day, it's that you need to budget for it and maybe budget a little more as the years go on. So prioritize this over the latest tech and eco-friendly upgrades. Always get enough insurance. And if you want to know what enough is, I'll drop a link to our coverage checkup to make sure that you're not overinsured or underinsured. Their final item on the list of things that will be unaffordable for the middle class within a decade, home ownership. Okay. Historically a cornerstone of middle-class identity, therein lies one problem. Buying a house is increasingly becoming a distant dream for many. Real estate prices soaring, income growth lagging, purchasing a home is becoming an elusive goal. Yeah, this one, there's some real numbers behind this. It's easy to look at the median home price and go, well, that's out of reach. I'll never own a home. It's $440,000. Are you kidding me? So if you're feeling discouraged about home ownership right now, I get it. But know that all is not lost. It is challenging, but it's not impossible. You don't need to buy the median home price. That means half of the homes are less than that. Go for one of those if you're just starting out. I've seen countless people work the plan that I teach on this channel, get their finances together, and buy their first home the right way, which means you get out of debt, get the emergency fund in place, and you save up a solid down payment. That's the way to do it, and I promise you, it's possible. It might take longer than you want. You might have to compromise on a few things, but you can become a homeowner in your lifetime. All right, mercifully, we have arrived at the end. And I'll admit that a few of these categories are legitimately concerning, namely retirement and insurance. Because as we saw, Americans are behind on retirement savings and insurance premiums are going up like crazy. But most of this list is nonsensical and honestly a little whiny. They're selling a doom and gloom vision of the future based on not being able to buy the latest iPhone, drink your organic milk, or put solar panels on your house. And I get that money's already tight for lots of people out there, but potentially not being able to afford a boutique fitness class is not something to lose sleep over. Besides, there are way bigger financial fish we gotta fry here, like the one I broke down in this video, which is affecting thousands of Gen Xers and Gen Zers. So click the video to watch it next, or use the link in the description. That's it for today. Be sure to hit like on the video and subscribe if you learned something or if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.